What fan base slash community do you know that just needs to chill out? What gets me is the occasional YouTube airsofter who uses a $3,000 gun to go full auto on a field 12-year-olds. I mean, it's overkill to say the least. You see these videos of full-grown adult professional airsofters going up against children who are using shitty Walmart airsoft guns. Of course they don't stand a chance. Then the YouTuber posts a video of their high kill streak like it's such a great achievement. BTW, there are many airsoft YouTubers who are great and adjust their playing to match the field and opponents. I'm just pointing out the assholes who go hardcore in open matches with mostly children. All of the ones that ship the actors in a show rather than the characters. Think what you want about fictional characters, but more than once I've seen these echo chambers within larger fandoms where these people that truly believe female lead is secretly married to male lead's relationship with his real-life partner is a cover, male lead's real-life partner is a shrew who is ruining his life, and both actors' romantic lives have been carefully and deceitfully choreographed by their traitorous management and evil studio bosses. Also, it's all just about to come crashing down. Any day now they're going to publicly declare their love for each other, management slash studio be damned. Oh, anyone who questions this narrative, whether to point out factual errors or simply question why the powers that be wouldn't love the marketing boon of the romantic leads together, is either a PR shill or a malicious bully. My roommate is a big Minecraft YouTube fandom person and is always telling me about streamers and drama and etc. There's so much of it, and I don't understand anything. So then they said this guy had already seen the map before the Minecraft tournament, but then that blew over because it turns out that Dream cheated on his speedrun. I genuinely find it all fascinating, but I'm also extremely grateful that my internet days consist of lurking instead of engaging in that kind of fandom interaction. Yes. The SMP crowd is practically a cult. Someone on Twitter pointed out that there seems to be a cycle where it goes. Dream fucks up - Dream's fans rush to his defense - Dream puts out a half-assed apology or no apology at all - Dream tweets out love you guys a few days later - everyone forgets - rinse and repeat. In his fanbase's eyes Dream can do no wrong. Hell, they'll listen to him before they listen to anyone else because they're impressionable children. Part of Dream's thing is that he doesn't distance himself from his fans, whereas most YouTubers will establish that they're not your friend. Dream doesn't. This fandom is my hyperfixation right now, and let me tell you I want off. You guys have already brought up some good points, with the parasocial relationships and everything. I wanna bring up something else. The moral puritanism. I am not kidding, I have never seen a fandom get this rabid over villain characters. If you like villain blank then you're an abuse/torture/murder apologist. People go crazy protective of their favorite characters in this fandom. I'm an abuse survivor, yet I have had literal 14-year-olds tell me I deserve to get abused again because I dare like the villain characters. It's disgusting. I am 1,000,000% in favor of legalization. Don't get me wrong. But the people out here claiming that marijuana has zero negative effects drive me up the goddamn wall. Smoking anything is super bad for you. Edibles are obviously better, but THC can trigger psychotic episodes in people with unknown or undiagnosed mental illnesses. Everything has potential negative effects. By acting like it's totally harmless, they undermine the overall movement B/C. Their arguments aren't honest. Yeah, it can trigger weird mental health shit, so we should have the FDA regulated to make that less of an issue. Is that so hard? This should be higher. The Hyperloop is one of the dumbest ideas in recent memory, and people are tripping over themselves to act like Elon is a visionary when you could just build a functional subway or train system lol. But nah, let's keep gutting public transportation and drive our cars toward a single point of congestion so they can wait in line to be zoomed through a vacuum tunnel where any disasters will surely be horrific. I genuinely despise the tech magnates who want to fix all the world's problems by selling us something. His fans are some of the most rabid people on the internet, and anyone who gives Musk even the slightest bit of criticism is dogpiled. WWE Universe is shitty at best and creepy at worst. I've seen everything from guys sending the women detailed fantasies to demanding private medical information from wrestlers, saying that they assumed someone wasn't on TV because he got deported, and sending threats and abuse to wrestlers who are getting pushed because their faves aren't on TV. Some of them clearly have teams running their accounts, but a lot of the mid and low card talent run their accounts by themselves, and I can't imagine what constantly hearing that shit does to someone. Out of all of the parasocial relationships, that one has to suck the most because so many people can't separate the person from the personality. As a tangent to this regarding Billy, I learned about this recently from my girlfriend who follows a lot of YouTube content. Billy's whole aesthetic was to protect herself from these types of comments by hiding her body, and everybody went nuts trying to figure out what she looked like. Now that she did, everyone hates her for it? Fuck off. She's what, 20 or something? It's ridiculous that she has to have the whole world criticize her every move because she had the audacity to wear a t-shirt showing she has some sort of body shape apart amorphous blob. Also people that are like, I voted X my whole life. Nothing else. I see it as impossible to vote for something else. Dude, what you should do is not vote for X party because it's the party. You should, theoretically, check what each party did since last election, and what their roadmap for the next mandate. If you voted for the same party for the last 40 years, really? Your opinion has never changed. The party has never changed. Another party never came and was more in line with what you believe in? And that is especially true somewhere that is not the US, where you don't just have two options. Some people in the community are way too obsessed. I had a friend I just recently cut out of my life who explained to me how I shouldn't get into anime or try to watch JoJo's because I wouldn't understand and be able to fully appreciate anime culture. She broke it down as if anime was this extremely complicated and complex genre that I, as a non-weeb, could never fully understand, and that for me to try to watch it without being as devoted as her would be incredibly offensive. Not just Zoomers. I have a friend who's in her 30s who is so obsessed with BTS that you can't so much as mention the letters B and T together before she's off. She cut an outing short because they were going to be on TV and she needed to be present for the Twitter conversation. For her birthday she wanted to go to a KBBQ because they play K-pop videos, and anytime they came on we all had to stop talking so she could vibe. She's totally obsessed with Korea and wants to go there to find a Korean husband so she can pretend he's one of the guys. It's fucking creepy and fetishistic. We have another friend who kind of likes them, and all she'll talk to about with her is BTS. Allow me to contribute with a couple of the ones I am more familiar with. Among Us, yeah, the memes are very annoying and I am guilty of using them before if you check my profile, but it is annoying when you see a "when the imposter is sus" meme for the umpteenth time. If we ignore the memes, then the sub seems to treat every error as some doomsday waiting to happen. Yes, the hackers are bad and the anime lobbies are terrible, those ones have some legitimate issues, but whining that quick chat killed Among Us is just not true. Yeah, it's annoying how accounts handled it. But it's a simple fix, so not worth whining about for the 1000th time. I think this one has died off for the whole art style change. Danganronpa. This one is mostly away from the sub, as the sub is generally pretty polite from my experience, albeit with some weirdness at times, but every fan base has its weird sides. I'm mainly referring to DR Twitter and Discord, since that, like every fandom, is where things go to die. This time it's about ships. People have been doxxed because of such reasons, which is downright ridiculous, as like everything we have, it's an opinion and people are fine to ship / like whatever they want, it said. Thing is problematic. I'd advise speaking to them the best you can. Doxing is never okay. I think a Kayaki cosplayer was doxed for stupid reasons as well. Nintendo fans. I feel like the biggest problem with Nintendo fans is how damn ungrateful they are. Yes, they have some legitimate points at times concerning what Nintendo did with the Melee tournament and Nintendo's weird business practices, but for some reason whatever Nintendo does always has some stigma against it. Mario Golf, for example, while the reception was universally positive, I believe, some people were still asking for Mario Strikers, when characters are announced for Smash. The most common comments I tend to see are "who asked for this character?" or "why did X get in? Why character should have got in instead?" Sephiroth is a good example. He was hyped up and tons of people wanted him in. I think the demand increased once Cloud got in, and the cycle of the above mentioned comments made it in. Yeah, the fans do have some influence, mainly as how Steve got in, I think. But it's up to Nintendo, and some characters aren't possible, e.g. they are not from a video game. Sorry if I sound ranty here, every fan base has its good side, it is just that some have very vocal minorities. I can't believe no one has said Doctor Who. I am a long-time, hardcore fan. I've watched everything going back to the mid-1960s, long before I was even born, but the fandom is just such. I have left every single Doctor Who fan site or digital space because so many of them are just the pissiest of neckbeards who are angry that the current Doctor is a woman. But what's really fucking dumb is that these same people have been doing this toxic shit since the 1980s. They were like this before the internet. I know of two. Genshin Impact / most gacha mobile games. They seriously need to cool it. Especially when they drive fan artists to quit social media because they didn't draw someone correctly, used lighting that made one character's skin slightly less dark than usual, etc. They disgust me, and I never want to associate with the game or its fan base. The VTuber community is a train wreck. The moment you say something neutral or negative about someone's virtual waifu, you're going to get a lot of shit. The VTuber community is full of gatekeepers, misandry, because there aren't a lot of men in the community who get a lot of fans, and there's a lot of pressure to collab or be unique. If you're going to become a VTuber, you'll need to put yourself in debt for a model, setup and equipment. You also need to have the expectation that you will fail. A person is a successful VTuber when they have an established following already. A VTuber I know of who had a great setup, wonderful model and everything, never got more than 50 viewers and failed to get attention. She ended up graduating early because it was harming her mental health. Some VTubers are extremely secretive about their setups, like it's some kind of forbidden knowledge, or tell you to Google it instead of, being a helpful role model and answering questions that Google might not have. The community is absolutely garbage when the simps are obsessed with their queens and will do pretty much everything for their digital waifu. Sometimes I don't think they realize a real person is behind the avatar. There are some nice VTubers out there, but overall the community is trash. It's like idol culture. Car guys. Yeah, I understand that you wasted 11k on a Lincoln with 150,000M, but Toyota makes far more reliable cars for half the price, and my abused Toyota will still outlive your Ford/Lincoln/Chevy that you basically had to spoon feed to get to 200k. Also, most of them gatekeep to some degree. Oh, you drive X car for X reason? Why would you bother driving that? That car is trash because it doesn't have as much horsepower as I think it should. It doesn't look cool enough / I don't like the way it looks. Oh, you drive that? That isn't even a real car, so you don't like cars / you're not a car guy and your opinion doesn't matter. The Prius is the first car that comes to mind with that, and only a true car guy can appreciate the Rainbow Six Siege players. They will always find a reason to hate you. Oh, you got a kill? That was mine. You got less kills than me? You are pathetic. You play a low-tier operator? You are not supposed to have fun, you are supposed to win. Oh, you play exclusively S-tier operators? You must sweat a lot and be a slave to the meta. If you are new to the game, you will learn what a smurf is really quickly. The Siege community is ruthless if you ask me. All sorts of people will tell you no, this is the correct way to play, and if you don't obey their imaginary rulebook they just team kill you. The game also has a long and ugly history of people glitching and exploiting to win. It is also kind of a lose-win situation if you want to be in a support role. Providing armor, healing people, you help the team win, but you get shit talked because your KD ratio is naturally going to be lower. TLDR, the Siege community is horrible for two reasons. If you want to chill, people hate you. If you want to win, everyone will scream at you. No, this is the correct way to play and team kill you if they hate you. I like Danganronpa, but I do not interact with the fan base at all. According to a friend, there was drama semi-recently because someone she knows got a call-out post on Tumblr, accusing them of tracing their fanart. And it consisted of shit like, see the glasses in this fanart? If you look at the official art, there are the same glasses. If you stretch the image horizontally like this, shrink it vertically like this, and rotate like this, it's exactly what they drew. And it's just you guys know there's only so many ways to draw specific things, right? Also, if that somehow didn't sound ridiculous to you, I will note that my friend has literally watched that artist drawing, so she knows for a fact that it's bullshit. I don't want kids, but I don't hate kids. I have a lot of admiration for people who raise kids, and a lot of sadness for kids when they aren't being taken care of properly. Personally, I am just too immature and have too many problems for foster/adopt/bio, plus I have gender issues that make a biological kid just disgusting to think about. I think a lot of that backlash/comparing/hate parents get from people there has a lot to do with how the people who don't want kids are seen as lesser by family, or emotionally abused and manipulated by family, and also by what society and media says is normal and good for someone to be doing with their life, and what is bad. This makes people feel lesser than and defensive, and then they lash out with bad behaviors. That said, when they are old enough to know better, they should really self-reflect on the things they say to others and the way they feel, because it is toxic as all hell and often hurtful to others. With all that free time, people really could work through their issues more and learn to better balance their own feelings without hurting others who did nothing to them. Man, I lost my train of thought. Basically, society and expectations fuck us all up, and people need to consider more self-reflection and therapy tools to use in their daily life. You only have boys? Shouldn't you keep trying for a girl? Maybe nosing into people's reproduction choices should just not be a thing. Some people have kids, some don't. Some have 5, some have 1. I've never met someone and thought, I wonder why they don't have kids. Or, I wonder why they only have 1. I have 3 myself. But I don't understand at all the need to push for everyone to have them. We make choices every day that we don't push on others. It's weird that this one is the one we push. My personal favorite is my friend who's been trying for years to get pregnant and can't. Keeps getting asked when she'll have kids and she's always the aunt, etc. Like, we get it, you think she should have had kids. Guess what, so does she. She doesn't owe you her reproductive history because you think she's not having enough babies for you. I don't think I want kids, and eventually had to tell my mom I wasn't a baby factory for her to get her to stop talking to me about it. I agree, they're definitely obnoxiously loud and rude child-free people, but anecdotally I've seen a lot more. Hi, I don't know you well, but please have children immediately because they're definitely a blessing, even though I just spent 20 minutes telling you how much I miss my independence relief face. 21 Pilots. As a former member when I was a naive teenager and needed something to quell my untreated mental illness, the click keys of this band are absolutely horrifying. Constant bullying, and if you didn't know every single thing about the band or every song, you were berated and singled out in front of everyone. They can and will eat you alive. While I've made some nice friends and still listen to the music quite often, I do not associate myself with the fandom and try my best to stay away. The idea of public figures being cancelled, socially and professionally ostracized, following allegations of misconduct, usually of a bigoted or sexually aggressive nature. People get cancelled following allegations of rape, grooming, discrimination, or just general assholishness. On one hand, cancel culture is a nice change of pace as it's causing long-time problem celebrities, those with really bad reputations, to finally be held accountable for their shittiness. On the other, people are cancelled typically based on rumor/allegation, and it tends to be fueled largely by people enjoying outrage and wanting to see popular people taken down, rather than a genuine desire to make our celebrity culture more accountable. There have been some cancellations that weren't really legitimate, caused by unfounded rumors and bad faith actors.